Hello everybody, it's Maikito. We had another good day, as you can tell by the title. I'll get into those picks later on, but there's still more Champions League games because of the new format. There's a lot more games than last season, which is good for us. There's some picks that I did like. I'm trying to get this video out earlier just because I'm gonna be busy tonight and I don't want to get the video out late. So I'm pretty sure not all the picks are out, but as always, if I do have any more picks, I will add them in the pinned comment in this video. But I'll get straight into the picks. My first pick is Omri Glazer to go higher than 3 saves, playing at home for Red Star, going up against Benfica. Underdog is Marco Ilic, and that's because Glazer is the main keeper, but he has been injured, but he is projected to start in this next game. He has returned and has been training, so I believe Glazer will be the starting keeper. You could take a look at Ilic, but there's a good chance it could be a DMP, but I still wanted to mention both of them. They're playing a much better team in Benfica, who have a lot of great attacking players like Di Maria, Kokchu, Pablo Diz, and Jimenez. And so far this season, Benfica have averaged 6.2 shots on target this season, and last season they averaged more and averaged 7.1, and it's only been a couple of games, but they still look like a great attacking team just like last season. And this is the best matchup for Benfica in the Champions League by far, home and away. They actually have a lot of tough games, but this is the best game that they're gonna have this in this campaign in the Champions League. So they're gonna be shooting a lot, taking advantage of that goal difference, try to go out there and be aggressive. They're going to be shooting a lot, and we need him to get at least those 3 saves. So again, they have a great attacking team, and I expect them to go out there and shoot the ball a lot. And last year, Red Star was also actually in the Champions League, but they were bottom of their group and conceded 15 goals in 6 games. So they weren't a good defensive team at all, especially against those. They do good in their league in their country, but when it comes to these big teams, they're nowhere near as good, and they proved it last season. They've never done good. And then even just conceding those 15 goals, even though they've conceded a lot in those 6 Champions League games that they played, when he went over in 4 out of the 6 games. So that's still a good percentage mark, even including the ones that he let in. He's going to have plenty of chances to get those saves, and he saved 67.4% of the shots that he's faced so in the Champions League last season. So as long as he faces those, I expect him to get at least 3. I like his chances. I like Omri Glazer to go higher than 3 saves. My next prop is Romain Castillo to go higher than 1.5 shots, playing at home for Brest, going up against Sturm. He's gone over in 3 out of 4 games, gone over in both games at home. The only game he went under was last game away from home to PSG, which is a really tough defense. Now he has a way better matchup. He's a good dribbler. He likes to take those long shots. This season, he's taken 6 from inside, 2 from outside, and last season, he took 22 from inside and 18 from outside. So we always like to take those players that can take those shots from either inside or outside the box. He's also their set piece taker, so he takes those free kicks, he'll shoot them, and he's also their penalty taker. So if they get those penalties, he'll get a shot from there as well. So we like that as well. And then Sturm, even in their league, allow a decent amount of shots. In their league, the 2 away games that they've played, they've allowed 17 shots and 13 shots, and now they're playing against a much better team in Brest. And this is a good matchup for Brest as well. In the Champions League, this is their best home matchup for sure. There's one other matchup that could be better, but they're playing away from home. But when it comes to at home, this is the best fixture that they have. So they're going to have to take advantage of that, and they're going to have to be aggressive. And Romain Castillo is also their best playmaker as well. So I expect him to play full minutes, if not most of the minutes. And if they're up and he gets subbed out, he will be a definitely contributing factor in that. He will take those shots. And I just like the chances that he gets at least 2 shots. You can take a look at his shots on target as well, but I like the safer play, and like Romain Castillo to go higher than 1.5 shots. My next play is Lamine Yamal to go higher than 2 shots, playing away from home for Barcelona, going up against Monaco. He's had 2+ in 4 out of 5 league games so far this season. He's really fast. He's a great dribbler, and not only is he a great dribbler, it's hard for opponents to take the ball away from him, even when they're challenging him. He's great at staying on the street and keeping the ball, so he's really good at creating his own chances, and that's without counting the service that he can get from players like Pedri, Rafinha, and even Lewandowski is a decent passer as well, and he's willing to take those long shots so far this season. 9 have been from inside the box, 7 from outside, and last season 37 more for inside the box and 21 more from outside the box. And he's a big game player. He did great in the Champions League last season when he played those games. He did great for Spain in the Euros. So he's just a great big game player. So he's one player that you can rely on to have a great performance out there. And he's going to be guarded by Enrique on Monaco's left side, who's a much less defensive player when it comes to defending a winger. And he's also, one, he joins in the attack, and two, he's also their corner kick taker and set piece taker. So if Monaco get those free kicks or corners and Barcelona defends them when they're on the counter attack, that right side is where the space is going to be. So even when they're just in a normal attack and they get on the counter attacks, he's going to be the one that has the most space, in my opinion. So he's gonna have to take advantage of that space, and we also like that as well. He's a quick player, so if he gets the ball, he's gonna be very dangerous for Monaco as well. And he's a consistent player, so like I said, he's gonna be out there and have a great performance. And Monaco so far, and the opponents that they've faced this season, have gave 11 shots and 12 shots at home, so it's not like they don't allow a lot of shots and are playing a much better team in Barcelona. The games that they gave the 11 and 12 shots to were Lens and Saint Etienne, and like I said, Barcelona's just a much better attack. Barcelona's just the better team. They're playing a better team, so I like Lamine Yamal to higher than 2 shots. The last player prop that I have so far is Luis Openda to higher than 2 shots, playing away from home for Leipzig, going up against Atletico Madrid. He's had 2+ in all 4 games so far for RB Leipzig, and Leipzig are great at counterattacks, they're great at through balls, and they're great at stealing the ball from opposition, so they all correlate together. They can steal the ball from Atletico, go on the counterattack, he'll get those chances. And Atletico is also a team that's known for not being afraid to give the opposition the ball and being a low possession team and just attacking. So if it's a 50-50 game, he can get those chances from counterattacks. And if they're a higher possession team and they get the ball more because Atletico gets it to him, that just means more opportunities for him to take those shots as well. And in the Champions League last season, he averaged 4.68 shots per 90. We need him to take at least 2. He's a very fast player. In the league last season, he took 76 with his right, 27 with his left, and 15 were headers. So he's going to be able to take those shots for wherever he's given the opportunity. And he's played full minutes so far in the games that he's played. So I expect full minutes here. He's very integral to the Leipzig attack. He's very fast, he has a lot of stamina, and that's going to be vital against Atletico Madrid. And I think 2.0 is too low of a mark. I think they're either overestimating Atletico's defense or underestimating Leipzig's attack. So I like this mark. I like Luis Openda to go higher than 2 shots. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. I also have the YouTube membership in the description as well, for those that want to get the content out early before everyone else, before it goes public, to try to avoid potential bumps and plays getting taken away as well, because that did happen with the plays, and I'll get into that later on. And then I also have my Fliff, my Cashapp, and my PrizePicks in the description. If you want to use those, I'd really appreciate it. And I also have the free Discord for those that don't know. Like I said, completely free for those that want to discuss lines, discuss their own plays, give others their input. People put their own slips there, and it's just a great community there. So I really appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. My first moneyline play is a Benfica moneyline against Red Star Belgrade. They're the much better team. I spoke about this earlier when it came to the save pick. Benfica have scored 9 goals in 5 games so far this season in the league, and last season they scored 77 goals in 34 games and conceded 28. So they're a good defensive team in the league, averaging less than a goal conceded, and they're a great attack as well, scoring over 2 goals a game, and that's in a much better league against much tougher opponents than Red Star. And like I mentioned before, in the last season when they played in the Champions League, they conceded 15 goals in 6 games that they played there, and this is Benfica's best matchup in the Champions League, so they need to take advantage of this and get that win out there. I do not expect Red Star to win. This is just pretty much will Benfica win or draw, and I like the chances that they win. They have a lot of attacking talent, like I mentioned, with Di Maria, Kokchu, Jimenez, Pavlidis. They just have a lot of great attacking talent, so they're gonna easily score. It's just whether they can outscore Belgrade and keep a clean sheet. And they've won 3 out of 5 games so far this season, so they've been doing good so far when it comes to just their performances in general. and I just trust Benfica and I trust this team. They have much more European experience as well, and they're a much better team. They're good at through balls, they're good at free kicks, they're good at taking set pieces, they're good in the air, so they can score from anywhere, whether it's individual skill or getting those set pieces. And because they're going to be taking a lot of shots, I expect them to take a lot of set pieces, and that's free kicks and corners. So they're going to have a lot of opportunities. And the 9 goals that they've scored so far in the league has come from 9 different scorers. So all 9 goals have came from different people, which means Benfica can score from anybody. It's not like they rely on a player, which is what I mentioned when the last pick was Celtic. They have a lot of different scorers, so I just like the chances that Benfica will find a way to win. Best matchup they have. They need to take advantage of it. So like the Benfica money line against Red Star. And the second money line play, it's also mentioned it earlier with the Castillo, and that's the Brest money line against Sturm Graz. They have scored 25 last season in the league. They scored 25 goals, conceded 14 in 17 home games. So 1, they conceded less than a goal a game, and 2, they were able to score at home, which is what we like to see. And so far this season, they've scored 6 goals in 4 games and conceded 10. So they've been able to score. It's been their defense that's been lacking, but I do not blame them too much because they've been playing tough attacking matchups. Those games where they've conceded goals, they did win one game where they didn't concede, and that was at home, and that was against Saint Etienne, I believe. But the games in which they have lost and they've conceded goals against have been against tough attacking matchups like Marseille, Lens, and PSG. And now they have a much better matchup. Like I mentioned before, this is their best home fixture, if not best fixture in general in the Champions League. So they need again to take advantage of this. And I do not think Brest lose, just like Benfica. It's just whether they can actually not draw and get the win. And I also trust them as well. I like their team. This is, first of all, they're good at set pieces and they're good at aerial duels. And because they're going to be taking a lot of shots as well, they're going to have those opportunities to take those set pieces. And this is the first time that Brest, as a club in their history, are competing in Europe. There's their European debut in the Champions League, and they're at home. So I like the chances that they go out there against a good matchup for them to get that win. So I like the Brest money line against Sturm Graz. Quickly going over last video's picks. When it came to the money lines, swept those. If you took Celtic minus 1.5, the normal play, or even their safe play to go higher than 1.5 goals. Both of those hit as well, and then Dortmund came through as well and beat Brugge, so swept the money lines, and then was 1 away from sweeping the player props. The only miss was Hatate to go higher than 2 shots, and he decided just to play as a playmaker. He didn't take any shots at all, but he had an assist. He had 3 chances created, so he just was playing as a playmaker, which is unfortunate. But the other player props all hit. Orsolini higher than shots hit. Strelec lower on fouls. That one hit. He didn't even have one. He was one of the players that got taken off pretty fast after it went public. So members got it. Some people in the public did get it as well. And then Maeda, Hatate's teammate on Celtic, I added him higher than 2 shots. That one hit. I also added Ederson higher than 2 saves. That one hit as well. And I added Birdwell to go lower than 3 tackles. That one hit as well. He ended with 2. He had 2 at halftime. Did get another one in the second half, which is good for us. So it's 1 away from sweeping the whole day. Swept the money lines. 1 wrong in the player props. So another great day. And hopefully I can carry that momentum into the next day, into the next set of Champions League games. And as always, if I do have any more added plays, I will add them in the YouTube description, pinned comment. Usually about an hour to 30 minutes before kickoff time, because that's when lineups are confirmed. Even the Joao Neves pick, he DMP'd. He didn't start, but he came on and had a shot assisted. I didn't even check to see if he had a shot, but that one would have been free if he would have started, but he didn't, unfortunately. But again, if I have any more, will be in the YouTube pin comment. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.